Hello and welcome to today's video. In today's video, I want to respond from a colleague from Pakistan, a fellow physics teacher, who wanted to know how I do certain stuff when I'm making my video tutorials. And I thought that maybe I should make a video on that because it can be of assistance to another teacher somewhere else. So thank you very much for asking me this question because it is the one that has provoked me to make this video. What can I say about video tutorials? Let me start from the onset and say, when you are teaching your students, I want to look at a standard classroom situation. You have a whiteboard or a blackboard. You write on the blackboard as students see you do that. So when it comes to making video tutorials, we don't want to make it so different from what happens in the classroom situation. So that is my way of trying to link that which happens practically in the classroom and what they see when they are watching my videos. So I need to be able to write with my hand. I need the students to be able to see me, and I need them to see me. So these are the qualities that are very important. If they are overlooked, they put off the students, so to speak. Your students will not be encouraged to watch your tutorials. So let us look at maybe how they see me. Right now, you will see that my video is somewhere at, my frame is somewhere at the corner of the whole video frame. And you'll be able to see that I'll be able to manipulate a few things on the screen. You'll be able to see me do several things on the screen. How does this happen? How does it happen? How am I able to merge the two? First of all, I'm using two videos. There are two videos here. There is this camera which I'm looking at directly. That one is capturing my frame, and it can capture anything else which is within its frame. For example, it can also capture this microphone, although I would prefer to put it away, but it captures it all the same. It can capture part of my desktop. For example, if I turn my desktop like this, you will see a frame of it appear in the frame of the video. But because I want the two to be very separate, I make sure that my desktop is not captured by this camera. So that is the first video that I have to record. Of course, I record it in such a way that I record it in my computer. My camera here, it is a DSLR camera. In fact, it's a camera meant for photography, but I've been able to tweak around the settings so that it gives me high quality video. I'll be talking about that one later on. Like I said, it is meant for photography with an amateur section video. So, but you can get high quality videos by playing around with the setup, playing around with the lighting, and playing around with the settings of the camera. It's a very simple camera. It's Nikon D5300, and the lens I'm using is the kit lens. So the type of camera should not be your worry. Don't worry about the type of camera. Worry about the settings. Go to the settings and do the settings correctly, and it will give you professionally looking video. The next one is the screen. The amount of information you can see on this video, I'm capturing my desktop, because you can see they are PowerPoint slides. These are PowerPoint slides. If I make it large enough, you'll be able to see that they're actually PowerPoint slides. And I can go into the slideshow and begin the show. You can see that. And I'll be able to progress from one slide to the next, or from one animation to the next. So you've got to prepare PowerPoint slides if that is your interest. Let me put it away because I want to show you more things. So that is, I could run a PowerPoint slide. I could also run this particular software here, which is referred to as Class Presenter 3. I've talked about Class Presenter 3 on this channel, so make sure you play that video in order to understand how you can download it, install it, and then configure it to give you what you want. I'm using the instructor dashboard over here, and you can see it is very easy to use because it gives me some slides. I can change the color of these slides. I prefer to use black because it gives me the impression, it gives the students the impression that I'm using a blackboard. I could make it white and use a black pen, in which case the students will be, I think, about a whiteboard. But I prefer this black color here because it makes the colors to stand out. So it's referred to as Class Presenter 3. And you can see that on that whiteboard, I can be able to use a certain blank slide and I can be able to write on it with my hand like that. Now, how is this one happening? Today is on 1st May 2022. And you can see this is what you do in class. You write the date, you write the stuff of what you're going to discuss. You can do problem solving. I don't really have to tell you what you can write on the blackboard, what you can write on the whiteboard. You've been doing that kind of stuff, but you want to know, how do I do that? Now, I need a hardware to connect to my computer so that it can enable me to write with my hand. And this is what we refer to as a graphics tablet. I've got a very simple graphics tablet, this one. It is the one where I write here with a digital pen. This one here, I write around here, like you can see. Of course, it's upside down, so it is not writing properly. But I have to align it properly so that this edge is along the edge of my desktop. And when I write, now it can write properly. You see that? So I realized that I needed a graphics tablet. Okay, it is mainly used by graphics designers or in banks, where when you go to the bank, sometimes you are told to enter your signature somewhere on a pad. That one is a graphics tablet, and it can be adapted in a classroom situation where it allows me to ink anything around here. If I'm not inking this classroom presenter with my hand, I could ink a PowerPoint slide. Let me just show you. This is the launching of. Let me just put this one away and show you how I would ink the slides, PowerPoint slides. You can see that, and maybe let's assume that that is the slide I have. When you're on slideshow, let me go to the current slide. I have now the current slide, and I want to write here with my hand. You will go at the bottom here, and then you will see this pencil icon here. Click on it, and you'll see it will prompt you to choose a pen. You choose the pen, and you can see that it appears as a dot, a red dot by default. But you could go back there and change the color of the pen that you're using here, but making a choice of the color you want. Maybe I want to use blue, for example. I want to use blue, and that's it. And so the moment I have that dot, I just need to look at where it is on the screen. And because it is so small, sometimes it becomes difficult to see the dot. Yeah, it's somewhere around here. So that is a disadvantage of this. But the moment you locate where the dot is, and by the way, when I'm using the graphics tablet, observe that I'm not looking at the graphics tablet as I write. I have to look at the whiteboard. I've got to look at the slide where I am writing, and therefore I can be able to write now. You can say I can write moment is equals to force times perpendicular distance, and so forth. And you see, this information is being captured by the screen capture. It is capturing everything which I'm writing there on the board or on the slide. And when you're watching this, you will probably see my frame somewhere around here, or around this other corner here, or this other corner, or maybe at the top there. It really does not matter. This one comes in during editing. Let me say that when I'm shooting this, for you to achieve what a better effect where you have one video merged into another and they appear as if they are one video, you've got to shoot with a green screen. Behind me is a green screen, but you don't see it in this video unless I put it back. You don't see it because I removed it during editing. The green screen helps me to make the background to be transparent. Again, if you want me to talk about that, I can talk about that in one of the videos. Actually, just watch this video and point out those areas where you might want to get some assistance, or where it's not working. You're trying one thing out with your computer, but it's not working. So you are seeing my frame, but you can't see the green color. So when I'm shooting this, I try as much as possible. I've got to remember not to wear green, because if I wear green, I will completely be removed from, and it's anything which is not green that will be seen. You don't want that one to happen. So I make sure that I put on clothing which are devoid of green. So having said that, about the green color, you can paint the wall green, you can put a canvas behind you which is green, only make sure that it is well lit. I'll be talking about that if you want me to talk about a situation where I'm doing the settings of the camera. Like I said, when you're using any camera, including your mobile phone, it's the settings which matter, and then it is the editing of that video that also matters. So I've talked about what you can be able to see here. I've shown you how you can be able to use so that I can show you something else. It's asking me to keep the inking, and I don't want to keep that inking. I want to discard it. So you can see here, I've already prepared the slides that I'm going to use for my lessons. It's always good to prepare well in advance. These are PowerPoint slides that I've already prepared in advance. So let me put that one away and go to another software over here, which is what? These are Microsoft Word. Let's assume that the information you have is on Microsoft Word and you want to run that. And again, when I have my graphics tablet, notice what happens when I take this pen close to the surface of the graphics tablet. Just observe on the taskbar, on the tabs. Just observe. You'll see the pens now, they immediately appear. They immediately appear there. So all I need to do is just click on it, and I have now pens which I can be able to use. Colors. Red, I can be able to change the thickness of that pen the way I want. You can see here, I'm able to change the thickness. So let me go to very high thickness there. So, and you can see it allows me to write very comfortably on the Word page or the Word program. So long as you have it open, it will be able to show you exactly what you need. Another part that I can use for inking, because we refer to this as inking, is if you come to your taskbar. I've put my taskbar at the end of my desktop. You'll see this pen icon here, pencil icon here, written Windows Ink Workspace. You click on it, it will convert your desktop into a whiteboard, where again you have access to a pen where you can be able to change the colors and be able to write. So I've talked about what students see. Let me talk about what they hear, because this one is something else that can completely turn your students off: the audio. This is one of the most important things in video. Many people shoot their videos and they compromise on the audio, and then they wonder why it doesn't sound so good. Right now, I believe you are impressed by the audio which is coming from this video. It did not just come by mistake. I have invested in it. I realized that audio is important. So because I'm recording at home in a small studio-like kind of situation, I have to use a good microphone. This microphone is a condenser microphone. It is the Behringer B1 condenser microphone. Very good microphone. Another slightly less inexpensive microphone is the Behringer C1U. Let me just show you how it looks like, so that you will have an idea of what I'm talking about. This microphone here, it's a condenser microphone. It's a studio microphone, and it records very good audio. Condenser microphones are so good because they try to capture your voice exactly the way it is, and then they try to sieve the noise. They try to remove much of the noise from the background. And this one is inexpensive. It is not like this one. And in my early videos, I used to record with this one, and it did a fantastic job. The advantage of this microphone is that it is a USB microphone. You just need to get its stand. This is the stand that I use for it. I fix it there firmly, and then connect the USB cable from the microphone to one of the USBs of my computer, and immediately you are ready to record. It is not like this one, which is an XLR microphone, because this XLR microphone needs to be powered separately, although I'm using the computer to power it. Let me just put that one away. This one requires an external power. I'm using the USB to power it, and use the same USB to convey the signal to my recording app. So that is what would make this one a little bit more cumbersome, a little bit more bulky, but it is worth it in the long run if you invest in it, and it can give you very good audio. Now, the audio interface I'm using for it is Zoom H6. Zoom H6. And it's a good, the Zoom H6 is good because it allows me to connect how many microphones? About 5 of them, 5 microphones to it, XLR microphones. Just a small gadget, but it is very powerful. And then from there, I connect now the USB from the Zoom H6 all the way to my computer. It records very good audio. Remember, do not compromise on the audio. Do everything you can in order to make sure that your audio is good. If that is not possible, then get a lavalier microphone or the button microphones. If you're recording using a laptop, the audio jack of the lavalier microphone, it will go into the laptop and you'll be able to record just directly. In cases where I'm using the Zoom H6, it allows me to record, to connect the lavalier microphone to my Zoom H6, and of course I've got to use an adapter, and that signal is captured the same way that this one captures. So look around at what you have, at what is available to you. So always look around at what is available to you, and then search for ways and means on how to use the same. For example, this one is a PDF file. It consists of all the textbooks that I might need for my class. So, and you can see it is on my desktop. I can be able to ink it directly if I want. So I hope this one helps you to make video tutorials for whatever purpose. You might make video tutorials for the purpose of putting them on YouTube. You might make video tutorials for the purpose of designing a video course in your subject. Or you might be making videos for the purpose of using it in your school, because you could have video tutorials that you have recorded over the years, and sometimes when the students are revising, instead of you teaching these students directly all the time, you could request them now to go to the computer lab or to the library where you have arranged these videos in a good style, and with their headphones on, they can do their own research. But they are doing their own research from their very own teacher, and they can be able to understand those videos much better, and when they need to ask you questions, you are directly available. So there is a lot of advantages of making video tutorials. Maybe in my next video, I'm now going to look at how you use the same setup when you are teaching your students in real time from a remote point. You may be at home and the students are also at home, and I'm going to be using Zoom. So I'd like a situation whereby they're able to see you, they're able to hear you, they're able to see what you're writing and all that kind of things, and even be able to carry out a demonstration. So that is what I'm going to do next. But meanwhile, if you're here for the first time, just ensure that you subscribe, because there is a ton of information in my YouTube channel. Go through the videos that I've recorded in the past, and maybe whatever you might want to ask me has already been addressed. However, from this very video, if there is something I've said you've tried out and it's not working, let me know in the comments below, and I'll be able to get back to you, maybe on a personal basis, or make a video based on how many of you asked the same question for the benefit of all of us. Otherwise, it's bye-bye for now. See you next time.